Hey guys, Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors, and I've got a video for you today. And personally, I think this is a pretty cool one. Now, if you guys watch a channel, you watched one of my last videos, one of the recent ones I did was about a knife, and in specific it was about the 940-1. This is the plain 940. The 940-1, if you remember, was a friend of mine from Instagram. He sent it to me, but one of the things I love about this knife is the blade style. I love how that thing looks. I love the reverse Tanto. I think it's just super useful. It's got good piercing and all that stuff, but it still has a belly, which is just really useful for me and EDC stuff. So I've had that, and then Benchmade also has the 950 Rift, and then they've got the 810 Contigo, which is just like a huge version of this, and I did recently review the Contigo. Now, if this was a perfect world, I'd have all kinds of money and I could buy the Rift as well, but I can't. And one of the other Benchmades that I have that I love because of the axis lock is the Benchmade Triage. Now, if you guys have seen that before, you know it's got a sheep's foot blade, and I've done a video on that, and I'll try to put a link to all these different knives either in the description, or I'll put like cards in the video. But either way, you've seen the Triage and you know that it's got that very blunted, rounded sheep's foot blade. Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I just had knee surgery, so no hiking for a little while. And I've been kind of bored just sitting, and I got bored yesterday, and I said, you know what? I saw this done a couple places, and I really wanted to do it myself, so what I did was made my Triage to look like the 940, the Rift, and the Contigo, however you want to say it. And so here it is. This is my 915 Triage with the reverse Tanto blade. So stay tuned, I'm going to change the camera, I'll show you some close-ups of this, and I'm going to explain to you guys how you can do this mod to your Triage as well, or even a sheep's foot bladed, if you had one of the Griptilians with the sheep's foot blade and you wanted to change it up, kind of do a reverse Tanto. So anyway, stay tuned, I'm going to switch this up and show you guys how I did it. Okay guys, so here it is again. I'm just going to show you these one more time. Again, here's the 940 and the Contigo, and here is this. So you can kind of get a comparison. Now, when the Triage was made, the top portion of this blade, this grind is similar. Kind of comes out mostly straight and then swoops down, but originally this just had a big old hump on the end. And whereas these are just angled straight down, so it almost looks like it kind of fits, almost like it was meant to be. And so I saw another guy, and I can't remember who it was. I saw him do it, but I just thought it was great. Now let me just quickly tell you how I did this. All I did was take this and put it in a vise between two pieces of like some soft cedar wood. And I put it in the vise, and about that much was sticking up. So that is about how the vise would have looked. And then I just took a file. Well, I marked this with a Sharpie where I wanted to do it. And instead of using a power tool, I didn't want to use a power grinder or anything like that, because I didn't want to get this too hot. If you heat these blades up, you're going to lose the hardness and the temper and all that stuff. So I just took a plain like mill file. I think it's a mill bastard file, just a pretty fine tooth, not a rasp. So just, you know, if you guys know nothing about files, basically all that means is in the file well, let me show you. I don't have the file with me because it's in the garage, and like I said, I just had knee surgery, so I'm not getting around too well. But if you picture this as the file, it would just have lines going like this. They'd be diagonal, and they would look like, well, obviously not just like that, but you want them very small and close together. That's going to give you a nice smooth finish when you do it. But let's do some close-ups of this. You can see when I use the file, what I like about it is the same grain that's in the spine of the knife kind of continued down, and you get just about the exact same look, which is, I really wanted continuity. I didn't want it to look like it had been done. Now, if you look closely, you'll see that this isn't perfectly straight. I can't see this camera, so I'm hoping that it's focusing. But you can see that my line isn't perfectly straight. It bothered me a little bit, and I could go straighten it out, but truthfully, I'm in so much pain, I don't want to go out there and do it again. But anyway, as far as that being straight, if you look at my 940, right from the factory, that little line isn't perfectly straight anyway. Now, I did have my brother look at this, and he said, man, if you didn't know what that knife looked like before, he goes, you would think that that's just how it came from the factory. So again, all I did was put it in a vise, so with with cushion on each side, little piece of cedar wood to keep it from scratching this face up. And I just took a file, and realistically, I would say it took me about 10 minutes. And that was taking my time, doing it right. Now, if you guys have ever used a file, or you know how to use a file, you know that you don't just sit there and saw back and forth. You go the direction that it bites, and then you lift the file and you do that. Otherwise, when you drag it back across, it's going to curl the end of the tooth on the file. It's going to dull it. So you push in the direction. If the handle of the file is back here, you push and you lift and you pull back. You don't just saw on it like it's a hacksaw. Okay. So that's really it, guys. I just wanted to give you some close-ups, really, so you could see what it's all about and how it looked, and also give you some insight to how I did it. I know the Apostle P, who he showed one that he did on his channel on a Triage. He used a belt sander, and if you're careful, then that'll work great. But again, I chose to use a file just because that's what I had readily available. I don't have a belt sander yet, and I'm working on that. But anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's really quite simple to do, but I love the look of these two knives so much, and I kind of got a little itchy, and I said, I want a rift, but I can't spend the money. So I said I'll make my own rift, because the rift is very similar to the 940, just a little broader. So anyway, this is my version. This is the poor man's rift, if you will. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I thought it was a cool little mod. And thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. God bless you guys. Take it easy. And you know what? If you do like this, or you do your own, make sure you guys check me out on Instagram. It's just @RevHiker. And go ahead and give me a follow. I'll follow you guys back. And we can share some knife picks and gear picks and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, God bless. Have a great day. And for those of you who are praying for me, I appreciate your prayers for a speedy recovery from my knee surgery. God bless, and I should be ready to go by summer. So talk to you guys later.